You ever just stop and wonder, what's our purpose? What are we even doing here? Well, the Christian devotional text we're looking at today offers a really compelling answer, and it all spins around this one powerful idea: dominion. So let's dive in and unpack what that actually means.
So the source material kicks things off with this huge question from Psalm 8. I mean, when you look at the sheer scale of the universe, what is it that makes us humans so special? Why would God, from this perspective, pay so much attention to us? The answer, according to this text, is baked right into our original design.
Okay, so what was that original design? What were we supposedly made for? Well, the source explains that right from the get-go, humanity was handed a unique job, a special responsibility, what it calls our original mandate.
And this verse from Genesis is really the foundation of the whole idea. It lays out two massive concepts. First, the humans are made in God's image. And second, because of that, we were given a very specific task: to have dominion. But what does that word even mean in this context?
So, dominion. It's a big word. And according to this text, it's not just about, being the boss. It's this incredible blend of both authority and responsibility. It's framed as this divinely given assignment to rule, to manage, and to be in control of the earth. This was supposed to be our job.
And wow, when they say comprehensive, they mean it. This wasn't just like being in charge of your backyard. The source makes it crystal clear that this authority covered the entire planet, from the deepest oceans to the highest skies, and everything on the land in between. We were essentially put in charge of the whole shebang.
Okay, so that all sounds pretty great, right? Being in charge, crowned with glory and honor. But it raises a pretty obvious question, doesn't it? If we were designed to be in control, why does life so often feel completely out of control? Why do we feel like our circumstances are controlling us? Well, the source has a very specific answer for that.
So, how did we get from that ideal state to where we are now? The text points to a single pivotal moment in the human story. It argues that this original state of dominion, it wasn't set in stone. It was conditional, and it was lost.
And here's the absolute crux of the argument. The source draws a straight line, a direct cause and effect, between sin and the loss of that dominion. It suggests that this one act of disobedience just fundamentally changed everything, stripping humanity of the authority and control that were supposed to be ours from the start.
And this slide just lays it all out, side by side. It's the ultimate before and after picture, right? On one side, you've got the original design, empowered, in control, honored. And on the other, the fallen state, dominion gone, life is controlling you, and, as the source puts it, you become prey to the devil. It's a massive shift from being a ruler to being a victim.
But, the story doesn't just end in this fallen state. That would be pretty bleak, right? The source material is really all about the solution. It argues that this lost dominion isn't gone forever. In fact, it says there's a very specific path back to God's original plan for all of us.
And right at the very heart of this solution, we find one central figure. The text claims that the entire purpose of Jesus Christ's arrival was to fix this problem, to bridge that gap that sin created and put humanity back in its rightful place of dominion. It's like a cosmic reboot of the original design.
So how does that work for an individual? Well, the text breaks it down into this really clear three-step path. It's presented as a journey, right? First, you turn away from sin. Second, you personally accept Jesus. And third, it's an ongoing thing, a commitment to live by the principles in the Bible. And this quote, wow, it really hammers home just how central this solution is within this worldview. It's not just an answer, it's presented as the ultimate answer to literally any problem you could have. Why? Because it goes back and fixes what the source sees as the root issue, that broken relationship with God and the lost dominion.
Okay, so let's get practical. Let's say someone follows this path. What does this restored dominion actually look like in day-to-day life? The last part of our explainer is all about the real-world outcomes the source claims are possible for people who do this.
And the outcomes that the source talks about, they are absolutely massive. We're not talking about small tweaks here. A person in this restored state supposedly goes from being a victim of their circumstances to being in control of them. And this isn't just some vague spiritual idea. The source links it to really tangible things, like being able to thrive financially even if the economy is a total mess.
So remember that before and after slide? This really brings it full circle. That vulnerability, that idea of being prey, is totally flipped on its head. The person who was once vulnerable is now, according to the text,
seated with Christ way up, far above all principalities and powers, which, in this context, means they're above any adversarial spiritual forces.
And really, if you're going to boil this entire thing down to one sentence, this is it. This is the main idea, the big takeaway from the source material, that the way we were meant to be, our natural state, is one of reigning over our challenges, not being drowned by them.
So that leaves us with a pretty big question to chew on, doesn't it? No matter how you look at this, as theology, as philosophy, maybe even as a metaphor, this whole idea of lost and restored dominion offers a really radical way of looking at human potential. It kind of makes you ask, what does it really mean to be in control of your life? And where does that control actually come from? Something to think about,